that the night after the Brit Awards in '96 changed your life forever, and a drunken moment that you could barely even remember with Victoria then led to Jerry and Mel B basically and your manager laying into you. And you say, I started to consciously make myself smaller, fly under the radar, avoid detection. I thought if I don't speak, I won't get in trouble. If I don't get in trouble, I won't risk losing the thing that means the most to me, the band. Don't fight, don't argue, don't stand up or stand out. Even though, as you say, this was such a small, what seemed like a small event, it led to such huge consequences.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I didn't really put the pieces of this little puzzle together until quite recently. But I remember that night, albeit a little bit blurry, because we'd been at the Brit Awards and it was before we'd released anything. So although we were kind of known, there was whispers in the music industry, we weren't really known or in the public eye at that point. And I had a little altercation with Victoria, which to me was nothing. But I was really in big trouble the next day, and my place in the band was threatened because of my behavior, and it completely freaked me out. And I just from that moment on knew I had to be in control of myself and of my behavior. And it was a bit of a catalyst towards where things went further down the line.
And for most people in the public eye, you get a lot of media attention, which you obviously still do now, and that doesn't change. Britain's media, as a Australian and looking at the US and Britain's media, I find to be some of the harshest media around. And I don't, you'd know more about
Mhm.
that than I would, as most media outlets are, but they are extremely harsh. And I wonder for you, what has been your relationship with the media? And even you mentioned about, which I didn't actually know about, but something to do with the phone being tapped too.
Oh yeah. So I mean it's been quite a few years now it's been going on, but there's been quite a lot of court cases where it has come to light because we were so paranoid in the 90s. We were told, don't speak over the phone about things that are, very personal or private. Um, and we were paranoid that our rooms were bugged and all kinds of stuff. I mean, we lived in fear of the media because, and mainly because there were so many articles written where we just didn't know how they had that information.
Yes.
Do we have a leak? And then we started to be paranoid about people around us, whether it was family members or other members of the band so we all became so secretive and so guarded. And then it comes to light that they were, in fact, hacking people's
Was
phones.
this News of the
Um,
World, the News of the World stuff from years ago? Was that the
it
same?
was it was most of the tabloid media. So
Yeah.
there was News of the World, yeah, the Sun newspaper and the Mirror newspaper. Um, so yeah, that was an actual thing. So even
Wow.
though we thought we were, going a little bit crazy, and being ultra paranoid, it was a real thing. And now, I mean, these court cases are ongoing. And when I've looked back over the articles that were written in the 90s and the noughties, it's shocking, some of the personal information that was put in there that they actually got that information illegally. And they're paying out, damages for that now.
And how do you look at the media now? Is there certain ways that you've learned to navigate it, or how do you, for your own mental health, do you not read the media? I know a lot of people who are in the spotlight. I remember Olivia Newton-John saying to me that she just stopped looking at reviews. She never read the media, and that's the way she said. Good praise and bad praise. They're both of them can do things to your head, and I wonder for you how
Hmm.
you navigate that.
Yeah, well, my number one rule is never read the comments.
Yes, yes.
Because the article's one thing and then the comments are something else altogether. If I've done an interview, then I'll definitely want to read it because obviously your words can be twisted or misconstrued. So that's something I will always do. But yeah, I mean, luckily I don't get written about a lot, a hell of a lot. Obviously if I'm promoting something, I'm out there and I'm doing my thing. And I've never really courted it. Quite early on, I realized I didn't like the media attention, but sometimes it's unavoidable. Um, I think it's just developing a thick skin, and you can't the thing I had to get to terms with quite early on in my career is that you can't please everybody.
Yes.
I don't like everybody in the world, and not everybody's gonna like me. So you just have to accept that. And you also have to, someone once said to me, someone's opinion of you is none of your business.
Yes.
And I just think that's a really good rule to live by. As long as you're happy and the people that you care about who are close to you, who really know you, as long as everything there is okay, then we're good. I think when it comes to your professional work, I'm the hardest person in the world to please. So if other people criticize my work, as long as I like it, that's good enough for me.